This playthrough is rated M for mature.
It's time to put on the scrubs once again. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Shadowrun Returns. In the last episode, we went through Telestrian Security Corporation, got to the top, and we were about good to go, but then, unfortunately, our problem was physical media, which means we couldn't access it through the Matrix, so we had to find a way to get in, so we got to pretend to be a janitor one more time. Why don't we have Johnny clean for this? But anyway, let's put on the scrubs again, and let's see if we can get this little bit of information. And conveniently, they have the troll outfit, so we're good to go. New objective: don't blow your cover. Plant the comm links to get Eric to Eric Silverstar's office. To blow your cover, find the Aegis sample. All right. Oh yeah, we've gotten some karma. Now, if you want to make this section a lot easier, let's see. Do we already have that? Oh, I already got it. If you want to make this section a lot easier, having a charisma 4 makes you go through this part like just a lot faster. Let's see, what was I going to do before? I think I said I was going to upgrade my close combat. We probably won't, in this game, we probably won't max out any of our stats. It's really not till the sequels or the expansion packs or DLC, or however you want to put them, until you can actually max out stats by the end of the game. This game, we're not going to. I mean, it's possible, but you'd basically be limiting yourself if that's all you did, so. Is to get one stat maxed out, so. Alright, into the room we go. Hello. The supervisor has the look of a stuffer shack manager with delusions that he's on a career track rather than what he is. A disposable dime-a-dozen resource. Hey, there you are. I'm Steve Scott. I'll be your direct supervisor. Sorry I missed you when you first came in, but I only found out that you were starting an hour ago when you suddenly showed up in the system. Weird glitch or something. Normally we watch an orientation trid or walk through our mission statement, but, well, it's going to be hard for you on your first day. But you're going to need to clean up some blood. Maybe a lot. Cleaning up other people's messes is what I do. I can handle it. Just tell me what to do. Right, I'm a janitor. Whiz. You'll have your hands full. There's some sort of break-in last night. Some people were, just get things cleaned up on the floor. And listen, people are going to be on edge today, so try to stay invisible and don't get any trouble. Otherwise, they're going to call me, and I'm going to have to reprimand you and put a note in your file. Ooh. Unfortunately, I've worked in the corporate world. I know all this speak before. Blech. Everyone just wearing fake guises, no real threats some of the times until they actually do it. But, you know, that's one of those things where people put on a face, and then they just do everything so backhanded. Oh, it's disgusting. I'm glad I don't live in that world anymore. Straighten up this floor and stay out of trouble. Got it. Sounds good. We'll get this orientation trids another day. I'm your servant. What's next? I hope they get whoever did this. Only a fool would attack a Telestrian corporate office and think they can get away with it. Start heading from room to room and clean what needs cleaning. Good luck and welcome to Telestrian. Oh, good. Thanks, boss. Thanks, Steve Scott. You're related to Scott from The Office? Maybe. So I did this guy. What can I do for you? I need to get upstairs. My supervisor says there's more cleaning to do. The top floors may only be accessed with express authorization of Eric Silverstar, our VP of Security. You can head to the lower floors if your supervisor wants. And then if you have the job done, you can go click this option, but we haven't done it yet, so okay, we'll better get back to it. Yeah, we can't, until we put those comm links in, we can't actually go to the next floor, so. Alright, who's this? Telestrian tech worker or whatever? The tech worker. As a Telestrian tech jockey turns to speak, you notice a panel has been removed from one of the land racks just behind him. Thanks for coming. Can you believe it? Silverstar's calling it an intrusion, but I know the aftermath of the Shadowrun when I see it. Start over in the corner and make sure you don't get any solvents on my servers. But yeah, if you just have Charisma 4, you can basically just roleplay through basically all the encounters and not have to do it. So I just want to show what happens when you don't have Charisma 4 for whatever reason. So, but if you did have Charisma 4, do you think you could duck out for a smoke or something? It'd be easier if I didn't have to clean around you. Or, if they say it's an intrusion, that's good enough for me. Soka, I get it. You never get the straight dope around here. He lets out a loud sigh while shaking his head in agreement. I get it. Telestria, a Silver Star was already in here, hounding me like a Matrix tech could have stopped a decking intrusion. Now I've got to execute a full diagnostic on the land racks before he comes back for a security report. He told me this would be a good opportunity to demonstrate the Telestrian corporate value of efficiency. I think the investigation is going to be more about who to pin this on than finding answers. Yeah, and the game's like, you should really have a charisma of 1 and 2, you know, so they give you an easier option this time. Which is, do you think you could duck out for a Snoke or something? It would be easier if I didn't have to clean around you. Yeah, it's never about solving the problem, it's about placing the blame. We're all responsible for what happens in this company. That's placing the blame. Ha, you said it. Look, we don't have to know how this happened. We just want to know whose fault it is. Hey, do you think you could duck out for a smoke or something? It'd be easier if I didn't have to clean around you. Oh, sorry, yeah, no problem. Just another day in paradise, right? Yeah, you still have to just talk your way out of it. The game doesn't want, like, anything more inclusive. You just skip a lot of the dialogue basically from it, so just thought I'd show that off. Matrix emergency power junction. Remove the access panel from the panel and place a comm link in. The access panel comes off with a quiet pop and you can place a chip inside. Then we gain 2 karma for that. Let's go in here. The open panel is a rat's nest of cables and half assembled hardware. Some of it's loose. Take some of the land parts. Alright. We added some land parts, so let's keep going on. Yeah, this place is pretty straightforward. Like, you could have any build and be able to get through it with no problem. Nope, there's all the obvious blood, the barricades, and everything like that. So let's keep going. Just a regular janitor. Don't actually have a mop or anything. Not actually cleaning up anything. The 2 men are staring into the vent and shaking their heads. Look, Raoul, I know that there's nothing in that vent, but when I told you that to Silver Star, he accused me of not wanting to crawl in there. Said was letting the company down by not displaying the corporate value of duty. Now you're probably thinking, why are they mentioning these specific phrases and quotations? Nah, it's probably nothing. The suit sure loves their mission statements and all that dreck, but today isn't the day of Telestrian Core. Duty above all crap. Several of us did the ultimate duty last night. Guess we should be happy that Mr. Telestrian isn't in today. Just get in there and take another look. I have to go upstairs and report. Even though we never put the rigger, we never put a rigger drone in there, but yeah, it's covering all its bases. Let's talk to this guy. A filthy guard is looking into an open vent. He is clearly not enjoying the idea of climbing back into the duct. Sorry, I tracked that dreck all over the floor. He shakes his head. This guy's actually treating a janitor with some nicety. Most people just ignore the janitor. Man, I can't believe what happened to the night watch. Now if you have a charisma 4, you can say, me either. You think you're done with events for the day? They want me to get this room back to order. Or, you can say, from what I could tell, it looks like our guy got hit pretty hard. Yeah, I can't believe the intruders got up to the top floor. Something trips in the guard's mind. He looks at you very intently. How did you know they made it to the executive level? Yeah, we almost put ourselves... Yeah, you have a charisma 5, you can fix this. So, do you know... do you think you're done? In the vents tremor, I need to get this room before I get in trouble. I'm heading out there after this. I think the elevator control had blood in it. I just assumed. He shakes his head. Yeah, they chewed out those guys pretty... yeah, they chewed out those guys pretty good. Must have been pros. Now you've set it to charisma 2. So, same thing. But now you have... Look, I know duty is... I know duty before all around here, but I just want to get things cleaned up. Yeah, it must have been. Can you clear out now? I got a job to do. Now let's do the cleanup. He lets us say, duty above all, it's Mr. Silverstar's favorite. I can't believe anyone can spout Telestrian corporate values when a bunch of our guys got geeked a few hours ago. If it's nothing in the vent, let's just get this over with, unless you really want to go back in there. No, really, there's just as much nothing in there as the last time I checked. Wiz, I'd like to get this room cleaned and moved on. If anyone asks, you saw me in there, okay? Sure. Yeah, you can't really get in trouble. It's just pretending to be a threat, so... It makes you think that having the high charisma is really good for this part, but you can get out of it no problem because it's not a combat situation. So, okay, there's no description there, so let's install the comm link. The access panel comes off of this quiet pop, and you place the chip inside. I guess it was supposed to be the... You get 2 more karma. I think it was supposed to be the same dialogue, but for whatever reason the game didn't pop it. I think there might have been some minor updates for this game since I last played it, because there are certain minor things that don't occur properly or were supposed to be there but aren't there. It's minor stuff, nothing that really changes the game. I think I have noticed some minor patches from this game in the more recent version. I have to say at this point, it's not looking good. I don't know how it happened.
Nonetheless, our records show this terminal is left unsecured, direct contravention of terrestrial corporate policy. You failed in your duty.
I know it's duty above all for the security types, but I am the victim here, I swear.
Perhaps when Mr. Silverstar gets his next promotion, that'll become a value for your data pushes as well. Right now, it seems like your value is clocked out early and ignore my responsibilities. Don't go anywhere. I need to make my report to Eric.
Yes, Eric. Well, like Eric Cartman over here or something like that? Maybe. Can we actually interact with anything? Nope. Okay. Hello, Mr. Worker. The wait slave is on the edge. He's staring vacantly at his terminal with his hands to his face and his fingers twitching nervously. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Looks like you're in some real trouble, chummer. Buzz, unless you clean up a shattered career, leave me alone. I came across some items that might help you out. He shakes his head. I doubt it. You know the guy who said life is a fair? He was talking about me. So if you have a charisma 4, you can say security's bullying you, but I could make it look like your terminal was tampered with and no one would be the wiser. Or we can just not do that. Me too. I used to be in accounting a few floors up. A few too many drinks in the Christmas party. Look at me now. Or, I hear you. Let me tell you about that crap I have to clean up. You don't have to tell me. In fact, I prefer you didn't tell me anything. Just buzz. If you have a charisma 5, you can say, which, at this point, why wouldn't you have just chosen the charisma 4? But whatever. Security's, oh, yeah, it's the same thing. I understand your time is more valuable than mine. No need to get excited, Chummer. There'll be plenty of blame to go around. It's just so unfair. They have no right to take me down for something that security should have caught. At this time, it's security 6. Same thing. Or you could say, well, from security said, it sounds like you made a bad thing worse. Or truth, as if all the bodies in here were created by someone who left this terminal unlocked. I mean, I didn't want this to happen. I mean, hell, who would? You could choose charisma 2, which is the same thing. You're totally right. No, not me. I hope I'd never screw up. He looks at you sharply, and suddenly all his worry is gone, replaced by his natural desire to assert his role in the corporate pecking order. So I'm a screw-up, is that it? Well, enjoy your untarnished record for its final few minutes. I'm going to get your supervisor. Which, all that does is just gets him out of the room, so. Either way. Because we don't care. We're not going to be here for very long. Anyway, remove the access panel. Yeah, we could have been nice to the guy, but yeah. Anyway, get 2 more karma for that. Alright, I guess we've done everything, so, okay, now we can, let's see if there's anything else in here before we go. Where'd he run off to? Says trying to find our supervisor. Please don't tell my supervisor I've been sleeping on the job. Whoa. Okay, there we go. It was like something like weirdly blacked out for a second. Look, I told you to watch yourself. Unless you want to be transferred to the Telestrian stables for shovel duty, you better get your act together. I'm not really, sorry boss, crazy, I was just hoping for some time to learn my job. I'm not really a people person, that's why I normally work the night shift. I'll be more careful. You do that and work on those people skills. You need them to get along around here. Or I gave him the wrong voice. But anyway, yeah, that's what happens if you piss someone off, but it doesn't change anything. Like, you never get caught. You know, but, yeah, there's like I said, you could do that with every character, get them pissed off or whatever, or make them suspicious, but. Alright, anyway, let's talk to the guard now that we've done that, so we can convince ourselves to go up to the next floor. What can I do for you? I need to go upstairs. My supervisor says there's more cleaning to do. The top floors may only be accessed. Oh, yeah, same thing as before. Hey, I found all these chips on some of the matrix switches boxes. Is that important? The guard thinks for a moment and activates his comm link. He turns his back on you and has a brief conversation. Then he turns back. Mr. Silverstar wants to see you at his office immediately. Oh, well, convenient. I wanted to go to his office, didn't I? Alright, and that's it. So, no reason to stay. On to the next part. Yeah, this one was a short but quick one. This little section is kind of short but quick when you really think about it. Collecting the samples. The brutish dog-eat-dog existence of slum dwellers is a far cry from the quiet desperation and existential nothingness of a corporate wage slave. Yet after your time at Telestrian Industries, it's unclear which is more bleak. The elevator rises smoothly, its blanderized music assaulting you once again as you ascend to the executive floor. And your goal. Ooh. Hopefully we can reach our goal. Alright, so we can go into this room back here to talk with the Sam person. So let's see if we can look around anywhere else before we do that, though. And there's all the blood work and everything. Hey, this area is restricted. Yeah, they're just looking and talking around, but you can't go in there. Alright, fine, I don't want to go in there anyway. Bah. Anyway, what's that? Talk to the person over here. I just want to show you what happens. Alright, anyway. Eric Silverstar. He kind of looks like a Saul Goodman or whatever. There you are. It seems some of my best are letting me down, and it's good to see that you're displaying one of the most important of my 3 key values. Just do my job, sir? Well, it's duty above all, right? He laughs. Well, yes, this is the first value, and I'm glad more than those outside the security follow it, and from a janitor no less. No, I'm speaking of my 3rd and final value of vigilance, which seems to be sorely lacking around here. Thank you, sir. We prefer building maintenance, sir. Of course you do. Now please start filling out the report of the data pad, and I'm afraid I must ask you to not sit in my chair, given you're tired. I need to go head downstairs and investigate your findings. I'll be right back. Huh. All you have to do to trick someone is just to pretend to have your value, so. Baron's, you're commonly beings to ring. Beings? You're commonly beings to ring. You pick it up. Is that right? Beings? It's not beings. It's beings. B-I-N-I-N-G-S. Okay, whatever. So those paintings must be what all those expensive deliveries were. We don't have much time. I am tracking Silverside. He's already stepping off the elevator. I don't think your disguise will hold up much longer. I'll update you on this movement. Hurry, mon ami. Alright, so we have to solve this little puzzle here. So let's take a... What's this? Oh, the bar. Let's get drunk. There's an open bottle of expensive scotch and a single glass that appears to be half empty and a half-smoked cigar. Walk away. Alright, what do we got here? Nope, come on. The painting of a small lighthouse in an intense storm and a night perched on a rocky outcropping. Its light stabs out into the darkness. The plaque reads vigilance. Alright. You can either push the frame or leave it alone. Let's leave it alone just to show it off. Okay. There is... The painting shows a wild mountain landscape with clouds ringing lofty peaks. The plaque reads Independence. We actually want to ignore this one because it's not the 3 values, so it's just a red herring puzzle. The photorealistic painting of 5 massive harvesters in Telestrian colors in a staggered formation, cutting a swath across a rippling field of wheat. The plaque reads Unity. Leave that alone. And then let's look at this one. Depicting is a clock tower at a train station in downtown Portland in the tier. The plaque reads Efficiency. Alright, leave that alone. And then finally, the plaque shows a profile of 3 elves in the Telestrian security uniform looking upwards at a flag flying the Telestrian logo. The plaque reads Duty. We can leave that. Well, I mean, we want to basically hit duty, efficiency, and vigilance is what we're supposed to do. And it's actually timed. You're supposed to do it within a certain time period. But let me purposely fail just to show what happens. The flame clicks into place, and the painting slides back into the wall. I just want to show what happens when you fail on purpose. So, yeah, see, it fails. So, the time frame around the painting of the pops back out. Oh, I didn't get to read that part. He has a few guards, a tech worker, and very nervous wage slaves gathered in the boardroom, and is beginning to question them. So basically, every time you fail, he gets closer and closer to being there. So you usually want to solve it as fast as you can. So let's keep failing just to show like what the fail result is if we don't do this right. So most people will never do this because this is a really easy puzzle to pass. Because yeah, see, every time you hit the right one, you press. So you have to hit duty, efficiency, and vigilance. He has finished interviewing a matrix tech and is now talking sternly to a pair of guards. And then just fail again. And every time you push a finish this, it messes up. Yeah, they just pop back into place. So okay, now he's talking to the wait slaves. This is not going well. They are raising their voices. And luckily, I can always reset the map if when we fail. So, like I said, I've almost shown no fail scenarios in this game. So I want to show what happens if you are really, really bad at this. You have to really not be paying attention to fail this, like, at all. Just keep going. There we go. Silverstar, 2 guards are headed for the elevator. You are almost out of time. Yeah, just keep messing up. So, like I said, I usually don't do this all the time, but here we go. Stop right there, my friend. I don't know what your story is, but I assure you, I'll find out. Hold him! And we fail. So, yeah. We just failed the scenario, so. Mission failed. Don't blow your cover. Anyway, let's just restart the level. So, yeah, like I said, it's not a big deal. It's just, I just wanted to show off what happens if you fail, like, a story-based mission, so. Alright, now let's actually do it proper this time. Actually, let me show off what happens if you go in that door, too, really quick, just to show off what happens when it says it's a restricted area. Yeah, nothing real. They just say it's a restricted area, so you can just walk on in, no problems. You can even go through the elevator if you want to. And it takes us outside. Detective McCluskey stands smirking, surrounded by armed and twitchy Lone Star officers. Good morning. I forgot what voice I gave. Good morning, moron. Hello, McCluskey. How'd you find me? What do you want, McCluskey? Good morning, Detective McCluskey. It's a fine day for police corruption, isn't it? The smirk broadens. That's right, dummy. Keep flapping your jaw. That sort of thing would be perfect for where you're going. Mr. Telestrian wants to meet you in person. He wants to chat about last night's fun and games. You can come along quietly or you can meet him in a body bag. Put him in a body bag! He smiles wolfishly. Come on, Drek for brains. Make the wrong choice. Out for the stand-up conversation. I'm going, but let's get this over with. I have things to do. I'm going, but one day you and I are gonna go round and round, McCluskey. I'm counting on it, asshat. And we actually completely bypass the Baron section. Like, we're supposed to do that. It's required, but we were able to bypass it because of like the game's coding or something like that. Like, I'm not supposed to go through the elevator and leave. We're supposed to like do that thing for the Baron before coming back here. So we basically just bypass that whole thing. So let me give me a second. I'll go back and I'll show what you're supposed to do before going to McCluskey. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back here. So after doing that, yeah, isn't that crazy? You can just bypass this even though the game says you're supposed to do it. It's like one of the few weird story glitches in the game that I'm aware of. So anyway, let's just click through the dialogue. We already know what you're doing, so since we already know how to solve it, we can just go through it. Easy peasy, Gary, lemon squeezy. Yeah, to fail, you have to really be trying hard on this game. I mean, there is some difficulty in this game, but more if you put it on like hard mode and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, he's telling us about what the guy's doing. So, finally, vigilance. Alright, it's open. Frame clicks into place and the painting slides back into the wall. Alright, let's grab the thing. There's a safe that has a large DNA scanner in the front, most likely a key to Mr. Silverstar. Walk away. Okay, now we're good. Now we can just leave. Or we can head towards our next destination. I mean, I haven't gone too far with the skipping part, but as far as I'm aware, the game lets you do it because you're not supposed to be able to just leave without the sample, but somehow you can. So, you know. Alright, let's see. I thought there was something else we could do here before we left, like some little extra detail. Maybe I'm forgetting something. No, I guess not. I guess we're all good to go, so. No. Oh, that's right. There was one more thing I was supposed to do. I almost forgot. Yeah, we already grabbed that, so. Yeah, I need to check this thing. Let's see, there's a small open bottle of expensive scotch and a smoked glass appears to be half empty and half a smoked cigar. Pick up the smoked cigar. Now we can mess with that, sorry. I was mixing up my information there for a second, so yeah, because of the DNA scanner. So put the moist end of the cigar on the DNA scanner. With a click and a faint hiss of escaping air, the safe opens. Take the sample. Great work, mon ami. The time for stealth has passed. It has set off every alarm in the system, but I have unlocked the executive elevator and your path is clear. Head to the elevator, make your escape. So yeah, we get the, and we don't even get what what's the word? We don't even get karma for doing that. So by skipping it, by just going to the next story beat, you know, you can just basically skip that whole section and be fine. So I said I've never actually gone through the story past that point. I just thought that was funny. So I don't know. Maybe there's some glitches that occur after the fact. But anyway, yeah, we taught McCluskey again. It's the same dialogue as before. So yeah, put him in a body bag. All right, let's actually now get taken downtown this time. Yeah, I just thought I'd show off that like little thing. The estate. From the floor of the Lone Star Cruiser, you watch the tops of the corridor, downtown corridor office buildings disappear, replaced by the gray overcast of over the 190 bridge. The nylon restraints binding your wrists and ankles, along with McCluskey's whistling to the radio, makes an unpleasant ride. And half an hour later, the cruiser hits a whisper-smooth patch of road, and a magnificent mansion fills your view. Its design a blend of old-world finery and elvish grace. The car pulls to an abrupt halt, and you're dragged into the driveway where McCluskey pulls a nasty-looking knife and cuts your bonds. You look up to see you're surrounded by a squad of green-clad ghosts, special force troops for the Tierney gear. Massaging the feeling back to your numb extremities, you're prepared to meet with the man himself, James Telestrian III. James Telestrian III! Ha ha! Alright, let's talk to McCluskey a bit. McCluskey smirks. Want some advice, moron? Of course you don't. You're a Shadowrunner and you live by your own rules, don't you? I suggest you keep your smart-ass remarks to yourself this time, troll. And obviously, that's slightly, well, that is different depending on what race you are. Mr. Telestrian isn't some street meat you can impress or intimidate. He's the brains behind the throne of Tierney and one of the richest men in Seattle. And he holds your leash, right, McCluskey? You his lapdog? Richer than hell, elves take a dump the same way I do, Mr. Klukleski. And should I be impressed? I like the they take the same dump I do. His eyes widen and his smirk gets even broader. That's the right attitude, chummer. You're just the same as Mr. Telestrian. Yes, you are. The only difference is that you got no money and you got no power. So tell me again, Truck for Brains, what is it you got? Honor, free will, indigestion. You're dumber than I thought. Enjoy your chat. I'll dispose of your body later. Oh, thanks for that. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, you can't actually pass this point. Oh well. Mr. Quas? Anyway. The fussy elf with an air of Victorian butler studies you from toes to horn before he speaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Mr. Telestrian is expecting you. You will find him in his office. Thank you. This is an extraordinary estate. May I look around before I see him? You as butler? Thank you, Jeeves. He is not amused. Delighted to be of service. You may wait here for a few moments to gather yourself before you enter Mr. Telestrian's offices. Some people find that they need time to prepare themselves before meeting an elf of his stature. However, the upstairs is off limits to you and the library is occupied at the moment. Do not tarry, though. Mr. Telestrian is not one to be kept waiting long. Let's see if there's anything we can kind of take a look at while we're here. Let's see. Summon some little weird brazier things there. Oh, Algernon's here. What are you doing here, buddy? There's a twinkle in Algernon's eye that wasn't there when you spoke at the Seamstress Union. It's good to see you. There's much to do. Okay, my magical friend, explain yourself. What the hell are you doing here? You run into pretty different circles, don't you, Algernon? Yeah, what the hell are you doing here? I'm doing what I do, Onifist, providing those in need with the tools they require. Seek me out after you've spoken to James Telestrian. Perhaps I can be of service again. Huh. Yeah, Algernon's here as well. Interesting. Anything else we can... No, I guess not. Yeah, I can't go up the stairs for whatever reason, so... Alright. Yeah, we just randomly saw Algernon here. I was like, wait a minute. The flowers of Algernon? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, though, so let's talk to Mr. Telestrian. As you approach James Telestrian III, looks up from his computer screen built in the surface of his desk and assesses you. Calculating and cold, a practical smile comes to his face. He vibes the kind of rich you don't get from Trivid. It's not the clothing or the trappings or the bow before your better's mansion. It's something else. The feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or a liability or a pawn. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what voice to give him. I've been receiving the results of your visit to my Seattle office last night. I admit they're impressive. You have generated a considerable amount of damage to my office complex, killed or wounded many of my personal security personnel, and cost my vice president of security his job. In 24 hours, you have accumulated quite a bill with me, monsieur. How do you intend to settle your debt? So if you have corporate, you can immediately just You know, I mean, all that does is it changes the dialogue a bit. You don't actually have to have etiquette corporate to talk to this guy. It's a story. This is our role play / story moment here. So you can either say, would you take a check? You already have confiscated the container I took. I have no other bargaining chips. And you have corporate etiquette, which is, once my current assignment is complete, I would be happy to discuss working off my debt to you, Mr. Telestrian, which I don't want to, so would you take a check? I understand humor. I do not appreciate it, but I understand its uses. Yours was not a good kind of use of humor. However, it's neither charmed me, disarmed the tension, nor infuriated me to the point of providing you with a quick death. Before you attempt any more of your lowbrow monkey shines, I will lay out your tactical situation. You have one piece of information you might use as a bargaining chip in the little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took. I am interested to know why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams up to my private office to access the Matrix and uncover the location of a simple research project. The most protected item is usually the most valuable. That's why I took it. It goes like this. I took the Aegis sample to kill giant insect spirits, and also you could say, it goes like this. Your half-brother Sam Watts hired me to find his own killer. He had a dead man switch. When I find the killer, I get paid. You impress me, sir. My father's bastards are intentionally not well known, even to themselves. Nevertheless, I failed to see the connection between this Sam Watts' death and a raid on one of my office buildings. There's no connection between the research project and the dead man that I'm aware of. Sam was killed by your half-sister Jessica. Jessica is protected by giant bugs. Aegis kills giant bugs. Kill the bugs, kill Jessica, get paid. I find your bluntness somehow refreshing. He touches a button on the desk. Mr. Quoth, please bring my daughter to join us. The young, pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunting expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. It's you. You're the man who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How'd you get here? Telestrian cuts in quickly. Thank you, Mary Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me reason to forgive him for his trespass against me. She looks hungry for your help. I'm glad you're here. Glad to see you're okay, Mary Louise. You did well back there. Without you, we'd all be dead. This guy your father? Yes, for what that's worth. He's the reason I was at the Universal Brotherhood in the first place. I was running away from him. Now I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream and that I'll wake up and still be there with the bugs. She shudders. You can relax, Mary Louise. You're safe. It is over. No, it won't be over until they're all dead. D-E-D, dead. She shudders. You don't see them. You don't understand. You and those men you flew in here, all they do is talk. It's just like you to form a committee, Father. I knew that someone had to take action. That's why I got Hakeem involved. The already cold exterior of James Telestrian III turns to ice. Oh, I see. It was you and your crippled little friend who leaked Aegis to this man. We'll speak of it later, in private. Now then, only first, there are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a man of the street such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. I'd be delighted. Sounds like I don't have much choice. I'm not really a committee joining sort of guy. His jaw sets. No one is suggesting you join them, nor that you are worthy of doing so. You're attending a briefing. Now come with me and watch your tongue. There's a weight in Telestria's library, a sense of magnitude and purpose. You are no longer in the presence of mere wealth. You're in the presence of history. Are we in the presence of history? What lies before us? Will this set us up for the final showdown with the giant bugs? Find out next time in the next episode of Shadowrun Returns. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.